see what they mean about that sat-nav mount. Look at that wobbling. Oh, morning all. Just a ride out today. No particular place to go. I bought the bike and obviously haven't ridden it. I've done one first test ride and I didn't like it. So I'm not sure what's going on, because I've got on it and I instantly feel comfortable. So that's a bit strange. I need to obviously set this up. If you can see, I can see the speedo, so it is doable, but the sat nav is bouncing all over the place. Now, I did go with a little mount first that went across the bar where you lift the screen up and down, but I thought, well, I heard others say that that will vibrate and that this one was better. Having said that, it does vibrate, but not to the point I couldn't read it. Can't for the life of me remember how to turn the heated seat on. Anyway, the whole point of the ride is just to have a ride. Yeah, like I said, nowhere specific to go. I'm just going to head south. I don't know. See what's what. Just want to ride it. A rare day off. Going camping in Wales. I don't know where you see how many miles you got. Just want to ride. But I want to test my gear. I've ordered new Klim boots. They're supposed to be really warm. So someone said that was a negative. And well, I've already got 2 pairs of City Adventure boots. One of them I use for off-road. Is seen better days. I mean, they're still good enough for off-road, but you know, I could buy the bits and have them done, and you know, they're great boots. But they were that great that I brought a second pair, which I've now got on today. So basically a new pair of boots. I brought all Rucker thermals. Not that I'm showing off, I just haven't had a day off in about 3 months, or whenever I bought the bloody bike. I've earned a few quid and I thought I'd treat myself. Because let's face it, no one ever buys me what I want for Christmas, so I buy it myself. That way I'll get what I want. And like this bike being one of them. Actually, I do love this bike now. I shut my visor, the glasses steam up. I need to get 600 miles on this by the 3rd of January. Anyway, I want to test the seat out, because on the old one, you had about a 2-hour window. You could sit on it for about 2 hours and then you'd need to stop because your arse was sore as fuck. So I thought, you know, well, let's go out for 4 or 5 hours today and see what's occurring. Now I will be doing a few stops, so I might not get to sort of test that. I've got a full tank of fuel, being a 30-litre tank. The whole thing is I want to get it set right for Norway. So obviously I'm going to be doing some long days on the way up there. I want to try and get up there as fast as possible. I know some of you could do it probably in 2-3 days, but I'm going to have the wife on the back. So I'm thinking if I can get up there in 5 days, I'll be happy. I'll be happy because we're going for 3 weeks. I think we've got 3 weeks in Norway. So if I can get up there in 5, I've got sort of 15 days, I think it is, to come down the coast. So I'm going to go up through Sweden and Finland, and then come down the coast road and do the Atlantic road, and you know, all the mountain passes, the high. Whoa! I keep forgetting this as the old quick shifter. I don't know that you need a quick shifter on an adventure bike. I'm very old school. Probably if I get used to this, I'll start crunching through the gearbox on the Gixxer and the bloody Africa Twin. Now I'm going to put the other one up for sale for £4.5 grand. I think she's got 33,000 miles on her. Triumph service since new, other than the last one at 30,000, which isn't the big one, which I done myself, which is oil and filters, which is a very simple task on an adventure bike. So I done that myself. So it's just been serviced, just had new tyres put on it. I got them in France, if you'd have watched the D-Day trip. Since then I've just, what did I do? I've done France and Germany, a little week tour. So that they've got somewhere around 1,000, 1,500 miles on them. Being adventure tyres, you know, they're good. They're still good. So yeah, if anyone wants to have a little sniff, we'll come and have a look. That's with the full alley luggage, sat-nav mount, heated seats front and rear. It's got USB up by the sat-nav mount as well. 2 USB slots, which obviously I use for cameras and other bits. So yeah, it's all very set up and ready to go. Yeah. So I can just see the sat-nav, the speedo. You see that? There's a little gap there. I can see the speedo, so actually that does work fine. Just wanted to put my phone somewhere so I can see it. Sat-nav, people say, ooh, it's in your eyesight. Well, I suppose if you're short, then it would be in your eyesight. It's not in my eyesight at all, so that doesn't bother me. I can still. Oh, get a little warning there to say there's a car alongside. Oh yeah, look at that old sat-nav wobble about now. Yeah, that could make it a bit tricky to to watch. Maybe the phone and the sat-nav need swapping round. The sat-nav's quite a... TomTom's quite a heavy unit compared to the phone. Maybe that would make a bit of difference. I quite like it where it is. It's easy to read while you're riding. The less you take your eyes off the road, the safer you're going to be, ain't you? Anyway, the Norway trip, 30th of June, we get the boat out Harwich to the Hook of Holland. So that's on a Friday night. I think you've got to be there by sort of 10 o'clock at night, so you can go from work. So you go work Friday, so you haven't lost a day there. Bang, you get on that ferry. I think you get off at 6 in the morning, something like that. You got a 3-hour ride across Holland to get another ferry. So I think we've got 6 hours in between that. Should be fine. Get on the other ferry in the afternoon, and you get off that one at the bottom of Norway 10 o'clock in the morning. So finish work Friday, wake up Sunday morning in Norway. Now that cuts some time out of your travel. So you think you'd have to drive down to Calais or Folkestone, get the Eurostar, and then hightail it round and up through Denmark and Sweden. I mean, I done that once with Kim, and that took us 8 days to get up to the top of Denmark, get the ferry into Sweden and come back. It was 8 days. So if you look at it like that, I've just knocked a week off travel time on that tour. And it's, you know, it's a 3-week tour, so effectively it gives me an extra week in Norway. Bit pricey, so it was 1,500 quid for both ferries for me and Kim. So Kim's on the back, Pilly, and I've got 2 other lads coming. Now they're sharing a cabin, and I think they paid about £1,000 each. So it's a grand for a bike and rider, 1,500 quid with a pillion. Now, is that expensive? I don't know. Some people say, oh, that's very, very expensive, but then you work it out. What would it cost you for a week's worth of fuel and a week's worth of hotels? And I think on that comparison, I don't think it's too bad. Because not only if you have hotels, you'll have food and everything else that goes with that. So I know I'm still going away for the same time, but it still gives me that extra week in Norway, and Norway ain't cheap. So, but if anyone else wants to join, as I said, there's only 2 other lads coming, so there's 3 bikes. I reckon a nice comfy tour, we could have at least 6 bikes without it becoming too much of a hassle. You get the whole tour experience. I ain't doing it for money. I'm doing it what I consider this to be a trip of a lifetime. I keep saying that, but I keep doing them. But this is something I've always wanted to do. You buy a motorbike, you look at a map and you think, right, what's the furthest I can go in that direction? What's the furthest I can go in that direction? You know, I rode to Gibraltar once just for the weekend. I mean, it was a 2-week trip. And I loved that. What do we call that one? The Tapas tour. We had tapas all through Spain. That was lovely. Great trip. Sort of went round the coast, but stayed inland around 50 miles. So we got to see Spain rather than all the British tack shit round the coastal stuff. I don't mind the coast, but it's where a lot of the problems lie. And that's because they're English. Oh. Now, she's stalled there. and changing down. That's a bit strange. Have heard a lot of people complaining about that issue, whether this needs remapping or not. I will be bringing that up. But this is super comfy. Super comfy. So I was all getting ready to join the dark side, if you like, because I really wanted this fucking big tank. I was prepared to start looking at BMWs, because I mean this was basically 20 grand, quite a bit over after the time I've dressed it how I want it, luggage and so on. So a BMW wasn't out of reach if I wanted it. I really didn't want to. Triumph, I love my old Triumph, and I want to love this bike. First impressions was not good at all, but I am loving it now. I am loving it now. Now, this Rucker gear, I mean, I like the stuff, I've said it before about the coats and the trousers, but I've bought the thermals and I am not cold at all. Admittedly, I've only just come out. But yeah, it's all good. It's all very good. Nearly went through a red light there. I need to take his bloody glasses off because they keep steaming up. Now, I believe this is still in dealer mode. I don't know how to bloody change that, so I don't want to change it until it's had its 600 mile service. Maybe the sat-nav can go where the phone is. Maybe a camera where the sat-nav is. We'll see how we go. Although I don't take this YouTubing too seriously. I started off making videos, not for you lot to watch, believe it or not. They were just for me, and for, like, I don't know, my grandchildren could get to see them and they could work out what sort of twat I was. And I don't know, you know, you might look at that and go, oh, my granddad's shooting off here, there and everywhere, I want to do some of that. Because I think travel is more important than education. Don't have a great feel for the indicators whether or not you've put them on. Could be my gloves. Oh, gloves. Don't get me started on gloves. I've got so many pairs of gloves. I've just ordered another set. These Rucker Virium or whatever they are. Mine leak, which is rather annoying because they're supposed to be Gore-Tex and waterproof. So I spoke to the shop and he said, well, you have got bloody big hands, mate, which I have. We reckon, because when I put them in a bowl of water, it's the stitching. I've stretched them and the stitching, and they're leaking through the stitching. That could all be bollocks. That could all be bollocks. But it got him out of sending them back, because I thought, well, do you know what? They were a bit tight. And they're size 13. Anyway, the other day I spotted a pair size 14. So I bought, because I really like the gloves. They're light and supposedly waterproof. So I bought the size 14 and we'll give them a go when they turn up. I have brought some other waterproof ones that are 100% waterproof and well tested through the Black Forest. But they're finsulated, so more winter. I like a thin glove, a short thin glove for the summer that's waterproof. I don't know why they don't make waterproof summer gloves. I don't really get cold hands. I'm loving this bike. You sit higher on this than you do on the other one. On the Mark 1s, and it must be the same for the others, actually, 2 and 3. You sat in the bike, sort of thing. On this side, most definitely on the top of it. It doesn't feel big at all. I don't know how well you can hear me with motorways. I've been contemplating getting electric socks or electric inner soles. If any of you have got any experience with them, let me know. Just because I'm doing Norway, I want to be set. I have got a Cass heated vest. Generally find that too bloody hot and I can't have it on. Just having it on without plugging it in keeps me warm. So now with a rucker gear, I brought an insulated jacket that goes under your rucker jacket. I've brought 3 different ones, 3 different stages. So the one I got on today is the lightest of all. So it's very thin on the back and has a bit of what do you call it, like the duck down feathers on the front panel to keep you a bit warmer. Now I've only got that and a thermal layer on today and I'm perfectly warm, but it is 9 degrees. Nothing, no heated seat on, no heated gloves, no heated handlebars. First thing I'm noticing on this, I'm on 64 mile an hour. She is so comfortable. She is so comfortable. Cruise control. Now it has got it. Well, I don't know where the fuck it is. Is that it? The indicators come on and let me know there's a car coming up. So the old rear radar works a treat. Apparently that goes red. Oh no. Well, it didn't go red, it just flashed a bit more to say no, don't pull out, don't pull out. Go past the car, look, bang. Nice little touch that. I don't know if any other bikes have got it. The one thing I worry with all these bikes, with everything on it, is electronics go wrong quite easy. That's why I like my 2015 model, because it didn't have all that. I don't know how annoying that'll be at night, but I don't do a lot of night riding, so it probably won't annoy me that much. Anyway, I didn't find the cruise control. Found it. Oh, well, there you go. That was bloody simple. It's on the other side of the handlebars from last one. 70 mile an hour, boom. Let's drop that down a bit. That's simple enough. Okay. Drop the throttle. There she goes. Just flip the switch. Right. Cruise control's a lot easier to work than the other one. Well, I'm assuming it is. I can't believe how light this bike feels. And this saddle, what an improvement. So yeah, second impressions then. I'm riding the bike. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. What's not to like? Still the foot pegs. They're not to like. Having said that, I haven't taken the bloody rubber bungs out, but they need changing. Why would they only put little pegs on it? I'll bring that up. The white panels. I don't like the white panels, so I brought some black ones. They're going on. You've got to make your bike, didn't you? We'll do it. I don't want to pull up, you know, like GS's. A friend of mine once said that he went to the Ponderosa Calf and he come out and he didn't know where his bike was, because there was 3 or 4 the same GS's in amongst maybe 18 GS's. He was like, he had a look at the number plate to see what his bike was, and I think that tipped him and he got rid of it. If you're thinking about getting one of these, I would say you need to do quite a decent test ride. Half hour ain't gonna do it. Although my toes are starting to get cold, so it must be pretty cold. I have only got thin socks on. So no real test there. Well, then I wasn't going for that. Thermals, I'm fine. And that's just sat on the motorway. If we went on the motorway and we're doing bends, I'd probably be sweating. But the good news is, I've managed to lose a bit of weight. I've got thermal leggings on, and before I struggled to do my pants up. Now I can put thermals on and get them done up quite easy, so that just goes to show how hard I've been working lately. Because I haven't dieted, I haven't done any working out, it's just graft, working. I know some people say, oh, you spoiled bastard, but everything I've got I've had to fucking graft my arse off for. When you're a floor layer, that's a hard living on your knees, especially at my age. Right, definite swap round with a sat nav. I'm hoping that's quite an easy swap. I don't know why I have to have my phone on show, to be honest with you. That could quite easily just go in the tank bag. Oh, the tank bag, by the way, Southwest Motec, fucking lovely. I had Givey for years, swore by Givey. Like this little fucker. Oh look, Stonehenge. The road used to go off to the right here, that caused the fucking problem for ages. So they've taken all the tarmac up. Alright, Salisbury Plain. Now there is miles and miles of dirt track roads. Oh. Oh, this will give the bike a good old test. I'm not going to go too extreme with it. Africa Twin, I'd be up them sort of roads. I am absolutely loving it. I wanted to come out here, just get away from the traffic, feel for the bike, have a little play. I've got all my rocker gear on, so I don't want to go too dirty. I'll only stick to the gravel routes today. Some of these puddles here, because they train the tanks, whee. Some of these puddles are very deep. I mean, real deep. I used to love going through the puddles, and when I come here, mate, he went to me, oh no mate, no, some of them are too deep. It was about an hour later, someone shot in on a dirt bike and disappeared. So that's when I thought, wow, yeah. So today we're just gonna have a look about. Warning to all public, danger from unexploded shells and mortar bombs. On no account should any object be moved, touched, it may explode. Fucking brilliant, isn't it? Let's go left. We went right last time, so let's go left. We got loads of fuel. Like I say, I won't be going doing anything too off-roady. I've only got trail tyres. I've made the suspension on its softest, comfy or whatever. And it is really comfy. You could easily, but also easily, the army could come in overnight and start practicing. They obviously do shut it when they're on manoeuvres. So you could be laying there in your bed and then all of a sudden they're practicing dropping out Land Rovers or firing. They have mortars going off all round you. I haven't got a puncture repair kit. Oh, I think we've had a decent test ride. The saddle's fine. I don't have to worry about the saddle. Yeah. Lovely bike. Yeah, I'm chuffed to bits with it. Absolutely chuffed to bits with it. So we can take that out of there now. We can wedge that straight in there. Oh, got quite warm as soon as you get off road. So the pegs definitely need changing. Tom mount. Tom and phone need swapping over. The larger fuel tanks, less stops. Although I've spotted one fault with that. You can have the biggest tank in the world, but when you're on tour, you're still only governed by the bloke with the smallest tank, so you still have to pull over and stop as often. So that might screw things up for Norway, but we'll see. I don't know what sort of miles I'll get. I'll be too uploaded. Really looking forward to it though. Nordkapp. You can't get much more north than that, can you? Right, so the things I don't like still, the pegs and the white panels. Everything else I'm liking. Still haven't dressed it exactly what I want. Southwest Motec little tank bag. Absolutely perfect. If you have a bigger tank bag, you just put more shit in it. As I have learned. If you only want a little tank bag, just wallet keys and various other bits. Sort of keys. I'm opening the keys to the bike are in the tank bag. That's another thing. Don't like keyless, but there wasn't a choice. I will change the exhausts, I believe, later on. Just sounds a little bit tinny for me. Mirrors are fine, everything's fine. Just swap the tom-tom and phone round. May even just get rid of the phones. That can sit in the tank bag, really. Or have something on there. I could then put the camera up on that mount. Well, I haven't got cold. Rucker thermals have been great. That jacket has been great. So I do like that. The other thing about that down jacket from Rucker, folds up really small, so packs away easy. But you can wear it out in the evening as well. So that's good.